Welcome back to our sparring video series. I have another unconventional sparring tactic that we use in my contemporary fighting arts system that I'd like to share with you. Now, as I mentioned before, these tactics are featured in my book, Boxing Domination, which is available on Amazon in paperback, Kindle, and audiobook editions. So I'll put a link in the description down below if you want to check it out. As always, pay attention and good luck. For those of you who have read my books or watched my videos, you'll know my philosophy about sparring. Sparring is highly overrated and certainly is not a clear indication of your ability to fight effectively in a street fight. However, sparring is an essential component of training because it develops attributes. Essentially, attributes are qualities that will enhance your ability to fight effectively in a self-defense or street fighting situation. Now, the reason why I have a video series devoted to sparring tactics is because if you and your training partner are equally skilled, or if your training partner is more skilled than you, then that means you're going to be in survival mode. And if you're in survival mode, you're going to be doing everything you can to avoid being humiliated and hurt. However, if you learn the sparring tactics in this video series, it's going to allow you to have the upper edge. More importantly, it's going to allow you to dominate your opponent, which means you're no longer in survival mode, you're in learning mode. And if you're in learning mode, you're going to be developing the attributes necessary to effectively defend yourself in a street fighting or self-defense situation. Now, the concept behind the steamroller is to ultimately close the distance gap while you're trapping the assailant's hands. Now, this can be done either through a defensive or offensive feed. That means if the assailant's throwing punches, while he's throwing those punches, you can steamroll over them and then close the distance gap, trap his arms, and strike. Or defensively, where he's just in a fighting stance and you decide at a moment's notice just to move in and then start to steamroll. So what we're going to do is Trevor's going to get into a fighting stance. The objective is to always make sure you step and synchronize the step with the roll itself. So from this position here, I'm going to take my lead hand and I'm going to step and trap the lead hand. I'm rolling over. So in this position, I'm going to step, roll over, and then this hand that corresponds with his backhand is going to roll over this one. So what we're doing is we're going to step back, then we're going to move in, cover, cover. Again, cover, cover, and again, cover, cover. So what we're doing in this steamrolling movement is essentially we're trapping the limbs as we close the distance gap. So again, from this position, fighting stance. Now here, if you decide to throw a shot, you can just keep trapping. You can throw straight shots, you can elbow, do whatever you want, whatever your arsenal permits. But the objective behind the steamroller is to be explosive and dynamic, and the upcoming video footage you're going to see my guys demonstrate the steamroller technique in sparring.